Howdy and welcome back to the shop. Looky here, looky here. We've got the front end stripped off of this 2000 Blazer frame. And we're about to squirt a little paint on all that, and at least in the hard to reach places, because I'm in the process of rebuilding control arms. Now these bushings weren't terrible bad. Ball joints are shot. These bushings, the lower control arm bushings, not terrible, but you know what? We're into this far, we're going to fix them. We're going to replace them. So let's begin, shall we? So to start with, it's worth mentioning that the front and rear control arm bushings on the bottom control arm, the lower control arm, are different. Okay, the rear one, yep, that's the rear one. The rear one is littler than the leading one. Visibly so. Can't get them mixed up, but just know that they are different, and you know, they're going to have different part numbers unless you buy a kit with all four of the bushings in there, which is what I really should have done, but it didn't. So I'm going to assemble my homemade puller here. And we're going to start on the front one first. Now this puller, the cup here will work on either side. But the pushers are, since there's two different sizes, the part that pushes the bushing out is a different size from front to rear. So this is fairly easy. This is just something I made out of stuff that I tripped over that was laying in the shop floor. One of the tricks, though, is you need a little half moon piece of steel to go in there. Where'd my club go? Okay, there's my wacky stick. You need a little half moon piece of steel to go up in there, because when I start pulling on this, this is going to try to collapse down here in this wing. You know, because it's going to try to slip. Now, when I go banging on this with the impact wrench, it's going to tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, and then it's going to bang, pop, come loose all at once, and I'm going to poop a little bit when it happens. But that's just the way that this works. All right, here we go. Cover your ears up, because this will be loud. Went. Wrong. So that was pretty easy to come out. Sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're not. There's the old one. You can see kindly that the core was not exactly in the center of the bushing of the inside wasn't in the center of the outside anymore, a little bit. Ooh, I made it. Okay, so install the new one. We need us a pusher. Where's our new bushing? There you go. So here's our new bushing. Here's the pusher. The pusher is cut so that the OD of it fits that flange real good, and the ID of it just barely clears the rubber. I don't want to bear no weight on that rubber. Okay, once I've got her pulled down, I've got this flange. The flange is sucked up. The flange on the bushing is sucked up into the flange on the A-arm all the way. I can't even get my fingernail down in there. So once that's sucked up, I gave this a few whacks, kind of thumped around on everything to give it some, release any spring tension. If it's just got like a few thousandths of an inch still holding in there, if you give everything a little tappity tap tap, then that spring tension will go ahead and release and it'll seat the rest of the way in there. Now I'm going to run the rattle gun one more time and double check, make sure that's tight. And I lost my socket. There we go, the first one's done. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, you daggum thing, get over here. Well, that one came out easy. Off there. All right, so there is the bushings done in 11 minutes and 48 seconds. So we're going to spin it around now. Now we're going to do the ball joints. Okay, nothing real fancy about this. Do look at your ball joints. If you can do this with a ball joint, she's shot. You should not be able to, I hate to say that you shouldn't be able to move them by hand, but they should be very stiff to move by hand. I mean, being able to just turn them with your fingers, that's shot. And I mean, this one, you can actually get some up and down play in it. That's as wore out as you ever really want to see one. If you can feel any play in a ball joint, it's shot. Throw it away. So I'm going to go ahead and rattle this apart, and I'll stick the new hardware in, and then we'll talk some more. So this ball joint this is a new Moog. I've heard that they're not what they all used to be, but first thing you need to do is clock your grease zerk to the right direction. And that one is. Now, I do not like lock bolts or lock nuts. I don't trust them. I don't like them. And the reason why is you can never get an accurate torque reading on a lock nut. So a little bit of red Loctite and these suckers will never come back off of there. But red Loctite does not affect your torque when you're torquing them down. Every bolt has a torque spec. Even if you don't know what the torque spec is, it has a torque spec. And the torque spec for grade 8 fine thread bolts, 5/16, is about 20 pounds. So we're going to torque these down to 20 foot-pounds. And these are grade 8, 5/16 fine thread. If your ball joints come with something other than that, throw it away. The lower ball joints take 5/16, the upper ball joints take 1/4 inch. And torque them appropriately. Well, we're going to pause it here. So I just took my hammer and I have smacked all of these bolts. And now I'm going to go torque them again. Got a bunch out of that one. There we go. That's as good as anybody can ask for. All right, well, we got that lower done. I've got both of my lowers done. Now I need to go switch around and do my uppers. So I'll probably do that off camera. There's no sense. It's basically just the same thing, only different. And I think I've got a video somewhere about another set of uppers that I rebuilt. Yeah, these rascals have had it too. So I'm going to rebuild them uppers off camera. Till we meet again, Merry Christmas. And you all drive safe. Watch for deer.